Okay. And we're going live my name is Kirk Kerber, and we're going live, and we're going to have a TV show in about 20 seconds. Okay, so let me just sync this up and make sure that we are going out live to over 9, 10, 20 million people on your phone and everywhere else. My name is Kirk Kerber, and I'm a shaman hypnotist. And we're going to show you some videos, and we're going to talk about washing your brain, wash. And if you'd like me to wash your brain, you just go on over to kirkspiritual.com and you check out what I do for my clients. And we're live. Good evening, Manhattan, New York City, the world, the universe, and beyond. My name is Kirk Kerber. I am a certified master hypnotist, a shamanic interdimensional healer, a psychic medium, spiritual advisor, and I'm also a coach. And I am glad to be here to talk to you about changing your reality. And I tell my clients, it will be easier if you just forget everything you know about reality. Why? Why, Uncle Kirk? Because it's wrong. All right, we're good and we're live. So anywhere there is a cell phone or a cable TV box in New York City or an internet connection, they are now watching us live. So let's get you started and get you a proper intro with some Spiritual Kirk TV clips. We've been on the air now, it's going on 16 years. There you go. And we'll just show you some of those clips. We're talking about a metaphorical and a spiritual death. I am undergoing yet another purification, rebirth, and metaphorical death. I'm going to see my shaman tomorrow. I don't know what needs to die. I don't know what needs to go. I know that in the presence of life, humans will cower. My name's Kirk. My power is on. I am in my power body. My fire is on. And what I do for my clients is when you get depressed and you go into the darkness because you remember the separation that you had to experience to get here from unconditional love and light, I will turn your pilot light, your fire, back on. I will get the spirits of your heart back with you, with your body and soul. Remember, the light of your soul can never be reversed. But first, City, the world, the universe, and beyond. It's September 29th, 2014, and my name's Kirk, and I'm here every Monday night. We broadcast live from New York City, and if you want to know more about this supernatural, spiritual, mystical, and magical TV show, you just Google search Kirk Transmedium, Kirk the Shaman, and Kirk TV Spiritual. All right, so I'd like to thank you for being here tonight, and every week we are here and we're going to talk about, washing your brain, wash. If you just tuned in, my name's Kirk Kerber, and I am a master hypnotist, and this is my spiritual, supernatural, mystical, and magical TV show, and I'm glad you're here. We're here every Monday night, live call-in, 212-245-7273 on the bat phone right there. And tonight, we are going to show, what are we going to show? I think we should show, wait a minute, I saw something over here, and I have a profile on YouTube, two of them, RK Kerber and Spiritual Healing Arts. So if you want to check those out, here is my main profile with lots of good stuff. There we go. Okay, so you can see that. And let me see. Oh, we're going to show this quick clip. We're going to show a quick clip
about, we have talked about nootropics. We have talked about changing your reality, altering your reality. Forget about reality, because everything you know about reality is wrong, wrong, wrong. And I'm here to change your reality, and you're here to change my reality and the world reality. Shakti Amen. The fire is on, and I'm ready to rock and roll, guys. So here we are. Boom. We are burning alive. The past doesn't exist, except, of course, that we've been here for 15 years every Monday night. But Shakti Namaste. Okay, we've talked a lot about nootropics, pills. You've seen the Bradley Cooper, what was it, Chris? I can't remember his name. The guy takes the pill, and he becomes like all-knowing, all-seeing. Well, they are working on a pill like that will turn on all parts of your brain. But right now, they have Adderall. And I just ran across this Netflix documentary, and I think you should see a little clip from it. They are running out of Adderall because so many people are taking it as a nootropic, brain enhancer, and all the kids in college to try and keep up. The millennials are going mad over the stuff. Let's check this clip out. It's on Netflix, and it's called Take Your Pills.
Being on the medication, I didn't know what it was. All I knew was for school.
And then when I got here, and I was like, holy shit, everybody takes Adderall. Everyone. I take it right when I wake up. It takes about 40 minutes to kick in, and you can feel it. I start to sweat. My heart accelerates.
My handwriting got neater. I thought that was so cool.
My mind came alive. My body felt alive.
It works like a bang.
Adderall, warning. Side effects may include being awesome at everything.
Every generation has found a different way to try to enhance their performance. Now, in this case, it has been ADHD drugs. This ain't new.
It's not like a glass of wine or a joint or any way that people use to decompress. I really see it as a supplement, as a tool.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
So then you're primed that a pill is going to give me what I want.
I felt this mounting pressure from work to start using my prescription.
That says something about our culture right now.
It makes me kind of depressed.
We probably have meds for that.
Everyone has a little ADD. No, we have distractions, but not everyone has a brain that functions like somebody's with ADHD.
I wouldn't say that I'm happy to have Adderall, but I'm happy that Adderall is an option for you.
There are cardiovascular risks. Psychotic episode, you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy.
But I've got everything I wanted, and there's no way any of that would have been possible without the medication.
The perfect employee is somebody that doesn't say no. There is a culture of you do stay up 16 hours for 7 days straight. I've had a seizure from exhaustion.
You want to be beautiful and you want to have amazing grades, and Adderall just sort of sews it all up for you.
Adderall, the drug of our time.
This focus on material progress and productivity, what's the cost of that? And is that a cost we're willing to live with?
Okay, you know what? Just watching that, I gotta say it, even though I'm sober like 3 decades without a cocktail, it kind of just makes me want to take Adderall. It's like a long, it's actually just like a long advertisement for like, hey, Adderall, take your pill. Really good stuff. Okay, let's stop this.
Google Fi, a phone plan by Google.
Stop.
Get back.
Okay. This is why you don't succeed. Brainwash yourself. So we can either watch Brainwash Yourself in 21 Days. I think we should hear Simon Sinek talk about millennials and what's wrong with the quote-unquote millennial generation that was born mid-'80s. And this is really, like, I started watching it on YouTube. I need some Adderall so I can think right. Is there a future without pills? That's what I'd like to know. And the answer is I don't really think there is. I do not really think there's a future for anybody without pills in a civilized first world country. I know when I turned 50, they were like, hey, Kirk, have some pills. They just hand you pills. It's like, oh, you're 50. I see by your... Oh, you have to... Here are all these pills. So, I don't know. But let's talk... This is a very succinct... Simon Sinek, he writes... he's like an inspirational writer. I think he's British. I don't know that much about him. But, man, you want to talk about somebody on the money. We're going to listen to this guy. Very eloquent, very sharp. And I'm going to play pretty much the whole thing, so check it out.
Apparently, millennials as a generation, which is a group of people who were born approximately 1984 and after, are tough to manage. And they're accused of being entitled and narcissistic, self-interested, unfocused, lazy. But entitled is the big one. And because they confound leadership so much, what's happening is leaders are asking the millennials, what do you want? And millennials are saying, we want to work in a place with purpose, love that. We want to make an impact, you know, whatever that means. We want free food and beanbags. And so somebody articulates some sort of purpose, there's lots of free food and there's beanbags, and yet for some reason, they're still not happy. And that's because they're missing. There's a missing piece. What I've learned is that I can break it down into 4 pieces. Right? There are four things, 4 characteristics. One is parenting. The other one is technology. The third is impatience, and the fourth is environment. The generation that we call the millennials, too many of them grew up subject to, not my words, failed parenting strategies. Where, for example, they were told that they were special all the time. They were told that they could have anything they want in life, just because they want it. Some of them got into honors classes, not because they deserved it, but because their parents complained. And some of them got A's, not because they earned them, but because the teachers didn't want to deal with the parents. Some kids got participation medals. They got a medal for coming in last, right? Which the science we know is pretty clear, which is it devalues the medal and the reward for those who actually work hard, and that actually makes the person who comes in last feel embarrassed because they know they didn't deserve it, so it actually makes them feel worse, right? So you take this group of people, and they graduate school, and they get a job, and they're thrust into the real world, and in an instant, they find out they're not special, their moms can't get them a promotion, that you get nothing for coming in last, and by the way, you can't just have it because you want it. And in an instant, their entire self-image is shattered. And so you have an entire generation that's growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations. The other problem, to compound it, is we're growing up in a Facebook, Instagram world. In other words, we're good at putting filters on things. We're good at showing people that life is amazing even though I'm depressed. And so everybody sounds tough, and everybody sounds like they got it all figured out. And the reality is there's very little toughness, and most people don't have it figured out. And so when the more senior people say, well, what should we do? They sound like, this is what you got to do. And they have no clue. Right? So you have an entire generation growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations, right? Through no fault of their own. Through no fault of their own, right? They were dealt a bad hand. Now let's add in technology. We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good. Right? So, you know, we've all had it where you're feeling a little bit down or feeling a bit lonely, and so you send out 10 texts to 10 friends, you know, hi, 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 because it feels good when you get a response. It's why we count the likes, it's why we go back 10 times to see if my Instagram is growing slower, did I do something wrong? Do they not like me anymore, right? The trauma for young kids to be unfriended, right? Because we know when you get it, you get a hit of dopamine, which feels good. It's why we like it, it's why we keep going back to it. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive, right? We have age restrictions on smoking, gambling, and alcohol, and we have no age restrictions on social media and cell phones, which is the equivalent of opening up the liquor cabinet and saying to our teenagers, hey, by the way, this adolescence thing, if it gets you down, But that's basically what's happening. That's basically what's happening, right? That's basically what happened. You have an entire generation that has access to an addictive, numbing chemical called dopamine through social media and cell phones as they're going through the high stress of adolescence. Why is this important? Almost every alcoholic discovered alcohol when they were teenagers. When we're very, very young, the only approval we need is the approval of our parents. And as we go through adolescence, we make this transition where we now need the approval of our peers. Very frustrating for our parents, very important for us. It allows us to acculturate outside of our immediate families into the broader tribe, right? It's a highly, highly stressful and anxious period of our lives, and we're supposed to learn to rely on our friends. Some people, quite by accident, discover alcohol and numbing effects of dopamine to help them cope with the stresses and anxieties of adolescence. Unfortunately, that becomes hardwired in their brains, and for the rest of their lives, when they suffer significant stress, they will not turn to a person, they will turn to the bottle. Social stress, financial stress, career stress, that's pretty much the primary reasons why an alcoholic drinks, right? What's happening is, because we're allowing unfettered access to these dopamine-producing devices and media, basically it's becoming hardwired, and what we're seeing is as they grow older, too many kids don't know how to form deep, meaningful relationships. Their words, not mine. They will admit that many of their friendships are superficial. They will admit that their friends, that they don't count on their friends, they don't rely on their friends, they have fun with their friends, but they also know that their friends will cancel on them if something better comes along. Deep, meaningful relationships are not there because they never practice the skill set, and worse, they don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress. So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not turning to a person, they're turning to a device, they're turning to social media, they're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook. These things balanced. Alcohol is not bad, too much alcohol is bad. Gambling is fun, too much gambling is dangerous. There's nothing wrong with social media and cell phones. It's the imbalance. If you're sitting at dinner with your friends and you're texting somebody who's not there, that's a problem. That's an addiction. If you're sitting in a meeting with people you're supposed to be listening to and speaking, and you put your phone on the table, face up or face down, I don't care, that sends a subconscious message to the room that you're just not that important to me right now, right? That's what happens. And the fact that you cannot put it away is because you are addicted, right? If you wake up and you check your phone before you say good morning to your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, you have an addiction. And like all addiction, in time, it'll destroy relationships.
He's laying it down, guys.
And it'll cost money, and it'll make your life worse. So you have a generation growing up with lower self-esteem that doesn't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress.
Lower self-esteem, and they don't have
now
the coping mechanisms.
Impatience.
Sounds like a job for Kirk Kerber, Hypnotist.
You want to buy something, you go on Amazon and buy it the next day. You want to watch a movie? Log on and watch a movie. You don't check movie
If
times.
you want to watch the rest of
binge.
this,
You don't even have
and
to wait.
I highly recommend it. It's another 10 minutes long. But, you know, that's the basic gist. So I thought that was very important for my audience to see and for me to watch it with you. Now, let's go to how do you brainwash yourself to get what you want? Can hypnotism or subliminal messages, how do you reprogram your brain for success or to be in your top line energy all the time? Or to, in my case, which I'm focusing on, is therapeutic hypnosis to alleviate the pain and symptoms and stress of PTSD. So I'm going to be known as the trauma relief therapist, hypnotherapist, therapeutic hypnotherapist, as well as shamanic healer. And my clients, please go to my website and see what my clients say. But we're here doing education stuff as a loving service. So I wanted to kind of cut the other thing, which you saw. Simon's talk is on YouTube. Simon Sinek. And he's written a couple books. And obviously that man is very eloquent and very clear thinking and very passionate about what he's saying. And in my opinion, he has amazing clarity about the situation of social media and millennials in their 20s and 30s. So, having said all that, now let's go on over to brainwash yourself for success. Can you do it? All right, so let's watch this one.
This is Justin from You Are Creators, and I want to discuss a concept that can change your life as it did mine. One of the most valuable concepts that I personally learned is that in order to reach the level of success, self-confidence, and prosperity that you want, you have to brainwash yourself. Yes, brainwash yourself. See, either way it goes, you're going to be brainwashed. But the question is, who's doing the brainwashing? Believe it or not, the world that we live in is always trying to brainwash you. They are trying to penetrate your subconscious mind. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "If you do not run your subconscious mind yourself, someone else will run it for you." The media wants to brainwash you. Certain religions want to brainwash you. Advertising companies want to brainwash you. That's why they spend over $20 billion every year in marketing ads just to get inside of your subconscious mind. They know that once they become a part of your paradigm, your belief system, they have a slight level of control over your decision making. After years of research, psychologists have finally understood how the subconscious mind works and how to penetrate it at will. This is why controlling the masses isn't hard at all. Jim Morrison once said, "Whoever controls the media controls the mind." See, once you have control over someone's mind, you control what they create in their reality. So, wouldn't it be better if you were to brainwash yourself? In this video, I'm going to teach you how to successfully reprogram your mind and brainwash yourself for the purpose of creating a desired effect in your life. There's nothing you cannot do with this knowledge. If applied correctly, you will successfully create happiness, prosperity, abundance, fulfillment, self-confidence, and so much more. But you have to be diligent in this exercise. In order for this to work, you have to be persistent and have a small amount of willpower. It takes a minimum of 21 days to form a brand new belief. Repetition is key. Let's get started. In order to understand how to successfully brainwash yourself, you have to understand the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is extremely powerful, but also extremely vulnerable. Here are some facts about your subconscious mind. 1. Your subconscious mind is always on and recording what you are hearing and saying. It's even picking up what you are not consciously aware of. This is how subliminal messages work. If you fall asleep with the TV on, it hears everything being said and is listening. 2. It is a giant tape recorder. It records all of your life's memories and experiences. It stores all events as mental movies and images in the mind. 3. It does not hear no or not. If you say, "I will not smoke cigarettes," the image that appears in your mind is cigarettes. Thus, you'll continue to think cigarettes. 4. It cannot comprehend the future. The subconscious only knows now. The present is the only tense that exists. That's why if you have goals, you should see them already accomplished. 5. Our subconscious controls 95% of our lives. The subconscious forms our habits, and we are creatures of habit. 95% of the things you said and thought today, you also said and thought yesterday. That means the conscious mind is only in control 5% of the time. 6. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between your imagination and an actual event. That's why you get scared with goosebumps while watching a scary movie. You consciously know that it's not real, but the subconscious mind cannot tell the difference. Last but not least, 7. Repetition creates.
There's no such thing as a good or bad memory.
All right, we're going to have to wrap it up. We've run out of time, and we also hit a commercial. So why don't we just get some soothing meditation music from my channel over at YouTube, okay? And you're going to go here, and then you're going to go to Spiritual Healing Arts, and there's a lot of Kirk's spiritual TV shows right here from the past week, and you can even find some vintage ones. And then you're going to go and find all the playlists that I created and for specifically for my viewers and people. So let's see. Spiritual television, playlist of videos, recovery, film, stuff for guys. I don't know. We've got some subliminal message at the bottom. Penis enlargement videos. I don't know. Is it gonna work? So let's see. Go over here. Limitless. Oh, you got to hear this commercial.
Thinking and bring it into superhuman or cosmic consciousness.
Hang on.
In this series, we will be unlocking the deepest mysteries of our human potential. Our high-paced society may be good for our economic state of affairs, but is it truly optimal for the human being? If our human body has ancient wisdom encrypted within, how can we tap into that for deep healing and quantum revelations? And what if the way to awaken that force is by truly understanding the language of the body and the spirit? Our potential to access the supermind is no longer simply theoretical. How can we hack our history to change our future? I'm Ben Stewart. Welcome to the nexus point between your old life and your new self. Welcome to Limitless.
Well, I'm really glad that popped up because I was trying to find it to show it to you guys tonight. And here's like one of my favorites for sleep. Okay, so we're going to leave you off with this. The beautiful Buddha to take you to go to sleep. We've run out of time for now. Take your mind back, take your power back, take your light back. And if you want some help, go on over to my website, kirkspiritual.com. I'm very happy to be your certified hypnotist. I do soul retrieval and spirit mending, and now master hypnotist. Therapeutic relief of trauma through hypnotism, 1 to 4 sessions. And I will see you guys next week in the Cyber Temple of Love. Thank you for being here. Shakti, Namaste. I always see you surrounded by infinite amounts of unconditional love in every reality. Shakti, Namaste. Thanks for watching, guys.